Evening all, and welcome back to Factory Town Grand Station. I have let things run for a while and done a few tweaks to it because it wasn't working in certain places. Firstly, I've got rid of this ball function here that stops the carts on the way back. It wasn't working. I don't know why. Excuse me. I don't know why it wasn't working. It just wasn't. So I've taken it out, and I will need to figure something out there because when this becomes very long, we won't want the carts going off doing nothing. We'd want them to wait somewhere, so we might have a stop somewhere for them. Up here, I actually put on a connection at the end here so that any carts that end up passing all these can actually get back onto the system. And we've got a blocker here so that if any carts have goods in them, they'll just go back straight back into the system and go. This one goes up there, that one goes down there. This is all working wonderfully. We've also added a little ramp thing here so that the worker doesn't block the tracks, because I had a worker blocking the tracks and couldn't for the life of me figure out why my trains had stopped. I was just struggling like mad trying to figure out why, but it turned out he was on the tracks. So yeah, we do have a problem though. We have no coal, and coal is kind of needed. So I mean, I could adjust this to be fuel. Just have this as fuel, go up and down there. So it would burn wood as well, but that would cause all sorts of weird things down the line. So, so we need to get coal onto the system here. And also, I have 800, so I might actually just connect things up correctly. Put things where we want to put them. I mean, we've got coal here, but for some reason this isn't firing. So I need to figure this out. I need to figure out why this isn't firing. And I can see why, because it's got nothing linked to it, apparently. So, let's find out what happened here. We have plenty of coal in here. You run ore gate from that or any of those. So that is on. So we should go down here. That should be turned on, but it is not. I wonder if this just isn't triggering because it hasn't been updated. Turn that on, turn that on. Let the carts come down. We're still going to grab wood to start with, I think, because we're still low on wood. Yeah. Need to figure this out a bit here. That should be okay. We have planks going around as well, and we don't need planks anymore. This is something else I need to figure out. I don't particularly want carts like this. I want to return. I want these to come down here and join this rail. If they got any goods in. So if they go all the way out along the loop, come all the way back again, and they've got goods in, I just want them to go down and join the central rail here. But then I need to count the carts on either side to make sure they're even. How about we build that? How about we build the balancing logic? Let's give that a go. So I don't want that. Okay, so what I want is a track all the way down here, like so. And then I need it to come all the way back here. Oh. Like that. Then say to there. And across. Okay, and then we'd have the same on the other side here, so we'd have a track that would come back and join that side. And then what we need is we need a way for the trains to go. Well, if we're coming out, and this is low or this low, we want to go this way or that way. So that's doable. That is actually quite doable by just doing that. And I'm going to have to offset it now, which is fine. Because I can do that there, because this is going to be no, that's wrong. That's wrong. We actually want to go that way, because this track comes up here and lines up there. So the tracks on this side should technically be one over, because they're one back further than that. Then that works. That works. So what we need is a pusher. Oh, I need a pusher there and a pusher there. But also, I want blockers there and there. Just in case something comes back with goods on it, I don't want to push it up onto there. I want to make sure they're empty carts. Okay, so let's turn them off. So we know if a cart goes along this part of the track, it is joining the north rail. Yeah, that's north, is it? Yeah, that's the north rail. And if it comes down, it's joining the central rail. So what we need is a counter system here that counts how many carts come down and counts how many carts go up. And if the number is... well, if a cart comes down, it'll end up as a 1. And if the number is above 0, we want to turn this on. And then when the cart goes up, we go... a cart has joined the north rail, so bring this down by 1. And we can do that with the logic that I found in the last... not the last episode, but the episode before that. So, what do we need? We're going to need 2 agent triggers. We're going to need 2 math blocks. We're going to need some number blocks. And we're going to need, is it a push or a set? I can't remember. I removed it and I cannot remember what it was now. Damn it. Yeah. I link those to there. You go to that. You go to that. You go to that. Then we want a set block. You go to there. You go to there. Okay. So unpause. Cut that off there. Yeah, that's turned off. Okay. So unpause, and if any carts come down with goods on, they'll stop there. So when we toggle this, it's not going to push forward, is it? Damn it. I need a pusher, don't I? What's it? Pusher. Oh, why will you not go? Oh, because you're not actually connected to anything. That was stupid. Interesting. So you have become 1, but you're not including it. Oh, hold on. Don't you need to be connected to that one? Right. Let's ignore the agent triggers for a moment because I'm clearly getting something wrong here. Put in some toggles. You... I can't remember how I did this last time. How did I do this? I'm sure a pusher was involved. Because as far as I'm aware... Was it that one? 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Okay. Then... Copy that one. Damn it. Okay, so what I actually want to do then is we need this number to be like in the center of them. So that right, what will happen here is the toggle is supposed to be agent triggers. So the agent trigger will read a cart there and will go, hey, take one off. So this should be set to -1. Oh, there we go. Okay, and it will toggle and it will take one down, down, down. And then when this one goes, it will push it up because that will be triggered here when a cart comes and joins the rail. So that's fine, but I need the memory block to either be in the center, don't I? Because I've got two separate memories at the moment. Sorry for talking like that. It's not quite what I meant. Let's remove this side of it. But that one is counting up, so we want another math block that counts down. We need another. We don't need another number block. You're not actually taking in that. So we would need 2 memory registers. Ah, hold on. I think I know what it is here. Right, let me turn this way so I can see what's going on here. So we need 2 separate memory because we obviously need to store one for one and one for the other. Okay, but what we also need is a set block there. That links to that, and then that goes to that, and that goes to that. So it sets the memory on both of them. And forgive me for being a little bit confused here, but that goes up. Oh, you want to link to that? So that goes down. Okay. Okay, so that's going down, that's going up, and we do need the memory there because we need to store where we're coming from. Otherwise, if we linked it off this number block here, it would create a loop. So we don't want to do that. That is a little confusing logic, but I'm going to spread it out a bit more. So that and that. Okay, that is the amount of carts we have on board. That's the amount of carts that are between the two. So at the moment it's 0, which is absolutely correct. So I want to go. We then need a math block and a math block. We need 2 agent triggers, and we need you to be detecting that block there. And we need you to be detecting this block here. So when the agent trigger sees a cart go by, it will trigger and it will link to this pusher. Or I don't think it needs to. Maybe you can just link directly to the... We don't even need the pushers, I don't think. It can link directly to the memory. So this should be set to 0. And this should be set to 0. Okay. Like so. So when a cart comes down and they pass this block here, it will trigger and it will go, hey, add 1. So this becomes 1. So we then need another math block which will be set to greater than 0. So if it's greater than 0, we know that I can't come down, so we need to turn on this pusher here to allow carts to go back up again, and then that should be linked to that one. Okay. Yeah. Now I have realised that this is in the wrong place because our carts return up here. Really should have the carts returning down here, but again, this is going to go through a bit of testing and have to be double checked and triple checked, and I don't even know what. I think realistically I should have that rail come down here and have the rail above it go back up, and then move this stuff here, which we probably will do. So what I'm going to do then is run that like... Oh. No, block because... Oh yeah, go on, shoot. Oh. And we'll go one more. To there, to there. There we go. Right. And then we'll move this pusher to there, and this blocker to there, and that blocker just obviously makes sure that we're not breaking anything. And then this agent trigger needs to be moved to there. Yeah, that blocker will make sure that no carts with anything on top, with anything in them, will go that way. So if a cart comes along and has something inside it, somehow it will just carry on down the system and then go back. I don't know how it would do that, but just a bit of a fail-safe there. And yeah, and then this trigger will go, hey, because it's set to after the block, it will go, hey, a cart entered, so bring the number down by 1. Okay, let's test it and find out. So we have 2 carts coming along here. This should end up at 2. It did. It did. But it did not. Hold on, I've broken something somewhere. Ah, yeah, of course. I didn't actually set the logic up for it. So, 2 carts have come and joined this track here. And we'll now go and do their thing. But I didn't actually connect these math blocks to the counter block, so it didn't go up. And then these weren't set here, so we need to up this to 2 now, because 2 carts come along. In fact, what we'll do is I'll just do that. There we go. We'll move the carts back. So here we go. So 1, 2. There we go. So turn the pusher on. Pusher goes up. For some bizarre reason, that one didn't trigger. Oh, it might be because it's actually linked to the blocker. I hadn't thought of that. Nope. Interesting. Why are you not triggering? Or are you triggering and you're just not connected to something? You are triggering but you're not connected to something because I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay. Boom. Right, so why did that instantly go down to 0? That shouldn't have gone down to 0. That should have gone... Or did it? Hold on, did we have another card got there that I missed? Well, we should have 3 carts on this bottom line, is that correct? We had 3 carts on the bottom line. 1, 2 and 3. And we had 4 carts on the top line. Okay. Let's chop that rail off there and make sure In fact, let's okay, so we've got 3 carts on the top rail. No, we have 4 carts on the top rail, so I don't know why that triggered. Okay, that's weird. That is weird. Right. Let's set you off that way, because you should go that way anyway. And there'll be no logic at the top or bottom, it'll all run off the central rail, so when a cart enters the central rail, it will go, ah, trigger. And it knows what it's doing. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to wait for a cart to come back. With some goods in it. You come here, you're going that way. Okay. So this cart goes down here. And should trigger this. Which will set this to 1. Let's see. Well, it said it's 2. And then you set it down to 0. Right, okay. So I have had issues in the past where some of the blocks remember the numbers they had before. So things don't exactly work out. They seem to remember the numbers they had. Like this math block here, rather than adding 1, it will add 2. Because it just does. And obviously that's wrong for the system. So the best way I found doing this is to basically delete the lot and start again, which is absolutely fine because I kind of want to move it over. So I'm going to have the agent trigger there and there. That one, I don't know because they're both over this way now, aren't they? But yeah, so that one is the coming down, and this one is now going to be the return. We're going to have a math block connected to both of those. This one's going to be plus because that's coming in. That one's going to be minus. It could also be that the agent trigger is actually counting as a 1. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's possible. I hadn't thought of that. So the system might have been working absolutely fine. But, oh well. We want 2 number blocks. Well, we want 3 number blocks. We want a set block. And we want another math block. So that's the logic for it. So these detect when a train comes down. So when a train comes down, we want to trigger the number block. Not the math block, the number block. The number block is linked to the math block, which is plus 1. And the math block is linked to that. So it would be 0 plus 1 equals 1. Okay. Then when it comes out of there, linked to that. So 0 minus 1 equals minus 1 in that logic sense. But then the number block will take whatever number it becomes and push it down to these two. Now the set block sets a value inside it, but doesn't trigger it. So it will. So if this is a plus 1 and this becomes 1, it will set these two to 1, but won't trigger a loop, which is exactly what we want. So that sets to 1. So then next time a cart comes down, this will go, what's this? It's a 1 plus 1 makes a 2, and then it will set these to 2. And vice and it will just carry on like that. So that's the idea there. So then you want to be a greater than 0. Okay. So if you are greater than 0, this becomes greater than 0, and you want to turn on that pusher. So when a cart comes down, it goes to 1 because there's an extra cart in the system. It doesn't matter how many carts come down. So if 10 carts come down, it will go to 10, and then we'll take 10 carts out. And it will go down to 0 again, and that will all balance and be absolutely fine. At least in theory. Where did that cart go with it, wouldn't it? There it is. Let's yoink that again and test. Okay, so here we go. So the cart goes bump, it becomes 2. Yeah, I think the agent trigger is counting as 1. So the agent trigger is making that a 1 plus 1. So I do actually want pushes in here. Yeah, I do actually want pushes in here. So instead of the agent triggers directly interacting with that, because when a trigger goes over, that counts as a 1. An on signal is a 1 and an off signal is a 0. So that's always going to send a 1, which we don't want. So if I do a pusher to that, and a pusher to that, and what the pusher does, the pusher pushes this without changing it. So if it's a 0, it'll push 0 onto that, and then if it's a 1, it'll push a 1, and everything will be fine and awesome. And there will be much rejoicing. So I mouse the cart over that, and it does it automatically because it detects an agent. So now, boom, that goes to a 1. That gets turned on. We wait for an empty cart to come back. I don't know where any empty carts are. Are there any empty carts on this line at all anywhere? Where are they all? Oh, there we go. That one goes up, sets it back to 0, and then you go down there. So that's the return rail. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. And what I really would want to do is have this come all the way down here in a straight line, and rather than connect to this and go along, I want it to go into that way. So it would potentially join directly where this line comes off. So yeah, but let's leave it running and give it a bit of a test and see whether this actually works now just with the system balanced. Wood is obviously good. We still don't have any coal. The coal is turned off. Our coal is turned off again. No, it's not. Our coal is turned on. I wonder whether I just can't get any carts down here. Oh, and that's a bit of a problem as well that I had completely forgotten about. I don't know how long they've been waiting there. Yeah, I had completely forgotten that I broke that because I messed up the. I put wood in places there shouldn't have been wood. Now they're all filtered and everything is correct. Okay, there we go. We're picking up coal. That's good. And there we go. And we got some wood coming back that we didn't need. So that must have been off. So this comes down here. We know this works because I tested it already, but just double checking. There we go. And that balances it. And that's really good because it now doesn't particularly matter how many carts I put in each end. So every time I have a pickup, I'm going to add a cart. So we've got 4 pickups here. I've added a cart, so that's 4 carts on this line. And this has got 3 pickups, so we've got 3 carts on the line. And it will always balance that. And I can do the same. Every time I put a pickup, every time there is a rail stop, or drop off, every time there's a rail stop, I will put a cart in. And then that will just keep everything balanced. And this logic can be copied down to here and done for the southern side. And it'll work. Everything will work awesome. It'll be really good. Now you should be getting coal in again. We've got no iron. We've got coal. Oh! I moved everything over and I did not do that. I think probably because I was going to have that as a chute, wasn't I? But he does cross the track. That's the only annoying thing. I kind of put in a little ramp here so we go underneath it, but it's not tall enough. But now he doesn't stop on the track. He actually walks past. So although he will block trains, he doesn't stop on there, so not as bad of a thing. So, yeah. Okay, so it looks like wood is getting priority. And then that's getting priority. We will probably add more logic to these lines as we build. And get bigger and bigger, because I would only want 5 carts going down one line at once. I wouldn't want any more than that. Because otherwise we could end up with 20 carts coming back, because things have requested iron and coal and other bits and pieces, and all 20 go down and pick up wood. And only one place wants like 1 cart of wood, so it'd be like, no, we're just going to send 5 carts down the track, or 4 carts down the track at once. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll go down 4 carts, pick up something. And then when they come back out, we'll trigger it so it counts down again, so then more can go down if they want to. That does mean that there still will be stuff going on there, but I'm hoping the balancer will help with that. Particularly if I have this, when this comes back up again. Instead of going that way, it goes this way into the system, rather than to the loop. But yeah, so that is working. That is awesome. We have a balancer, which works with logic. With counting carts, this can be used in exactly the same places. We currently have 2. We have 2 carts come down here with something on. What did we have? Was it? I bet it was wood. Was it logs? Could have been logs. I don't know. Can't actually see any carts going along. Yeah, it goes down to 1. Then it goes down to 0. You can carry on. Okay, and then I just might need to take stock and make sure that it has balanced correctly, which I'm not convinced it has here, because I only see 2 carts on this bottom line here, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carts up here. So something went wrong with our counter. Interesting. I will have to troubleshoot that a bit, but I will do that off camera. I'll let this run for a while and see kind of what happens and how it goes. Why did it end up as 2 coming down, but 2 going up and then 1 coming down? We will see. We will see. But anyway, it kind of works. Needs bug testing. But we'll leave it there and we'll come back next time. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you again next time. And until then, as always, have fun.